Morning everybody. Well, it's just about morning anyway, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a dive into my version of the ultimate Trangia setup. I'll start off by saying this is not a backpacking setup. This is your car camping in a van, emergency cook set. As you can see, it's all contained within the 4.5 litre Trangia billy pot. But it's not just what's in it, but it's the versions of the items that are in it that are also important to me. They may not be to you, but they definitely are to me. Without further ado, we'll change the camera angle so you can get a breakdown of what's inside it, and I'll talk you through it as we go through. So without any further ado, let's break this bad boy down and see what we've got inside it, shall we? So the outer is the 4.5 litre billy, which is made of aluminium. It's the only version of this they do. The 4.5 litre is specifically for the Trangia 25 cook set. They do a smaller version for the Trangia 27, which I've also got. I'm a bit of a Trangia addict. So that makes an ideal carrying / storage container for everything inside. So we'll whip the lid off and see what surprises are in store. So the first thing we come to inside is a Trangia triangle. The reason that's in the kit is that allows me to have a second burner, so I can utilise 2 burners at the same time. And also an emergency lighter. I normally carry one with me anyway, but you never know. So as you can see, it's a used kit. It's not something I've just purchased and reviewed. We do use everything I'm reviewing. At the base of the kit is an aluminium Trangia plate, which we'll talk about later, as it's not just the plate, it is part of the winter cooking kit. And then before we open it up, I'll just talk to you a little about the kit. This is a Trangia 25 series, but it's the duo sole. And the thing about duo soles is they are made of a laminate, where it is stainless steel on the inside, aluminium on the outside. The stainless steel makes it easier to clean, and the aluminium actually absorbs and disperses the heat more effectively than a straight stainless steel pan would. To me, it's the top of the line when it comes to Trangias, but other people may prefer the hard anodized or non-stick. The other reason I went for the duo sole is because we use this kit a lot, and there are some, and I'm not saying they're justified, but there are some concerns about the long-term use of aluminium for cooking, particularly when the surface of the aluminium gets scratched and damaged. So main reason, it's easier to clean, but there are also health concerns. So that's the frying pan, and then you have the Trangia sieve ring, whatever you want to call it. So that is used for the pans. So as you can see, it's got recesses for the different size pans, and this works on both the 25 and 27 series. And it makes it easy to drain water out if you've been boiling vegetables or whatever. And it makes a good impromptu chopping board if you've got nothing else to hand. The next thing we come to is it's an adapter for using non-Trangia pans on a Trangia, and I'll show you that later when we've got the actual burner set. Then inside of that we have the kettle. I have replaced the standard aluminium kettle out of the Trangia with a generic stainless steel version of similar dimensions off of Amazon. 2 reasons for the stainless steel. One is the fact that if I've got the induction hob going, this kettle will work on the induction hob, so it saves me having 2 kettles. And the other again is because the dimensions aren't exactly the same, this actually allows me to store the pot handle and 2 Trangia burners inside it, which makes it ideal for this kit. It's a good kettle. The handle stays in situ when you put it up and doesn't get warm when it's boiling water on the Trangia stove. In terms of the burners, we'll get to the burners later, we'll talk about this. So again, inside that, as in any Trangia 25 set, you have your 2 pans. I can't remember the literage of them, but they're plenty big enough pans. And again, duo sol for the same reasons, keep it clean and health concerns. And then everybody's, I'm sure, familiar with the standard Trangia burner holder come windshield. So what we'll do is quickly I'll talk you through this adapter plate. So this adapter plate again is designed to work on both the 25 and 27, and on the 25 you put the short edges onto the pot holders, and then that allows you to put any size pot there and it holds it the correct distance above the flames. On the 27 you would just rotate it round so as the long end edges sat on the pot stays, and it would serve exactly the same purpose. So we'll get through to the burners. And the first burner is the one that contains the rest of the winter kit. So you've got your standard Trangia burner, but on the bottom of it you have a little preheater ring that has a pad there that you put a few drops of meths onto and clip it onto the bottom of your pan, light it, and it preheats your meths so as your actual burner will bloom and burn more effectively. It does still sit inside your Trangia burner, and should you be cooking on snow or a soft surface, the whole thing sits on top of the plate to give it a more stable base. So that's it in winter kit setup. So the plate forms a base on snow to stop your ring sinking in, and your burner preheats the meth so you get a better bloom. So that's the standard Trangia burner setup in winter format. As I say, I also like to carry a Trangia triangle for the simple reason it does actually give me the opportunity to use 2 pans at the same time. And very easy to set up the Trangia triangle, he says. So clip it all together so it forms the shape of a triangle, and then put in your spirit burner holder so as it goes into the 3 slots, and there you have a second burner setup. So there you go, you can be cooking 2 things at the same time. In terms of the billy and the frying pan, to use those, the pot rings are lifted up to a higher level, and the frying pan sits on those rings, very stable, and allows you easy access for the pan handle. And the billy utilizes the same position for the pan holders, and again, as you can see, very stable. With it being aluminium, it does transfer the heat effectively, and obviously it's a large 4.5 litre pot. It's not going to boil massively quickly, but when I have used it, it's not been laboriously. And for cooking a stew or something larger for a family of 4, it's an ample size. And because it is so large and quite a distance away from the flame, it will boil / simmer quite effectively. So that there is my version of the ultimate Trangia set. I'd be very interested to hear your thoughts on it, and whether you think this can be improved or whether you do anything differently. Just very quickly, one other item I forgot, because it's not actually stored inside of the billy but it's stored in the same place, is I also have with the kit a Trangia gas burner. So how this works is you can't use it with the winter kit, so the plate cannot be underneath. Oh, actually you can use it with the winter kit. So that slots through in out of the hole in the side there. Hopefully you can see that. and then that would just clip in where your spirit burner goes. You would attach a gas canister to this side, and you have a regulator here that just you adjust your gas as and to as high or low as required, and it turns this into a very, very effective gas cooking system. I only have the one of those because if you're going to bring something to the boil quickly, you can bring it to the boil quickly on the gas and then use the simmering or just the spirit burner in the Trangia triangle to keep it warm while something else is heating quickly. Well, you'll have to excuse the change of venue. It just started raining on me towards the end of that bit. As I said, I hope some of you found that useful, and I really, really would appreciate any suggestions where you believe I can improve that setup. Bear in mind when you're making these suggestions, it is a regularly used setup, and we use it a lot when we're up at the field, either just for the day to make food and drinks, or if we're camping, then it's our main means of cooking. Again, I hope you found this useful. Catch you guys later, and remember, keep on dabbling.